In Hertfordshire, the jobs are coming in thick and fast at Lantern Recovery.
Going down on the side of the road. Yep, no worries. What's your location?
Responding to nearly 150,000 calls a year.
Hello.
The team at Lantern rescues lorries throughout London and the southeast of England.
Yeah, I've got another one for you. We have one stuck in the mud.
Lantern Recovery of Merry has just come on shift.
A bright and breezy morning. It's not raining, there's a bonus, eh? Life's lovely.
Over the weekend, Mary's recovery truck has been in the workshop, where her colleagues have made an interesting modification.
So yeah, my new horn. My new horn that a friend fitted for me, which I only wanted my original horn to actually work. But he gave me a new horn. Listen to this. Sounds like a doorbell. That is not going to scare anyone. I think you're giving them like the woohoo.
Mary's on her way to a particularly challenging job.
We're heading up now up to Chorleywood for a winch out. We've got a truck stuck in a bungalow.
Thankfully, the bungalow is still in one piece. So's the truck, but getting it recovered looks nigh on impossible. Heavy rainfall has softened the lawn, and after parking on the wet grass, the driver's efforts to move the truck have left it stuck. It's now grounded, just inches from the bungalow at the back, and a river at the front. Somehow, the truck needs to be turned through 90 degrees, so it can be towed through the garden gate.
I always love the jobs that, like, yeah, give you a bit more to think about, but just sometimes, you look at them and you're like, why me? Why have you done this to me?
It's going to be a tricky test of ingenuity and skill, but if anyone can pull it off, it's Mary. Mary's clocked up more than 900,000 miles in her recovery career. And when she's not driving lorries, she's fine-tuning them as a mechanic on a professional truck racing team.
Probably a bit of a petrol head myself, but yeah, getting quite excited now. We've got the last truck race of the British Truck Racing Championship at Brands Hatch at the end of the week.
Before then, there are slightly more pressing concerns, namely an 18-ton truck wedged between a bungalow and a river. Mary needs to manoeuvre the truck out.
This is the one.
But in order to do that, she has to manoeuvre her wrecker in. Backwards.
Once we found the correct driveway gateway off of the road, you can see straight away it's going to be quite tight, so preempting that, you're going to reverse in, because if it's tight at the top, it generally doesn't get a whole lot bigger at the bottom. Swear to God, I've got the biggest truck and get sent to the bloody smallest of places. I hope there's no posts in that hedge. It's a righty-tighty. To get out and have a look, because I ain't wrecking my truck.
After a call to clarify which driveway to head for.
Hello, it's Lantern Recovery. I'm here to come and tow the lorry out.
Mary can readjust her angle of entry.
Wasn't to the right, it was to the left. We're going for it.
As she struggles to back into the garden.
Oh, I'm getting my cab beaten to death again.
Mary gets her first look at the lorry and considers backing out of the job completely.
I'm looking in my wing mirrors and seeing a lorry sideways onto me and thinking, oh, why me? Oh, why me? Oh,
The 18-tonner has delivered a marquee for a huge garden party.
is this empty now?
It's empty.
But the lorry is blocking the main entrance. Unless Mary can get it shifted, the caterers, DJ and guests will want to know why.
Just trying to think outside the box on this one, because I'm not convinced we're going to miss the building here and not put it in the ditch and make our situation a whole lot worse. You're just like, oh my days. You just look at it and think, how? How did you get like that? How did this situation happen?
In normal circumstances, Mary would simply pull up in front of the lorry, secure it to the recovery truck and be on her way.
I can't think what way I spin this to make it work.
If she attempted that here, it would mean driving through a hedge and ending up in the river.
We had a narrow gateway that was just going to fit the truck through, building to one side, a hedge to the other side, and then a big stream stroke river running up diagonally behind it. So you're like, right, okay. How's this one going to go then? What's going through my mind is, why would you? Just why?
Coming up,
I think it's going to have to be that tree.
nature comes to the rescue, but can a tree take the strain?
They could just like solve all our issues and chop the lorry in half if it comes down, so.
What you got on the back? Timber?
Michael faces a test of strength when a 44-tonner fails on the M25.
He's a massive bang, a load of smoke. The piston decided it didn't want to be inside the engine any longer and it wanted to poke its head out and say, hello! Another one.
And as the sirens sound, there's an emergency rescue for Lee.
Yeah, let's just get it up, get it moved.
In Hertfordshire, Lantern recovery op Michael is trying to remain positive after receiving a worrying call.
It's not raining, it's not cold, it's not hot, it's just right. That means we're going to have a good day.
Michael's on his way to a high priority breakdown. A 44-ton truck, fully loaded with timber, has blown its engine and rolled to a stop at the very end of an SOS bay. The only way to get in front of the truck to carry out the recovery will be to close lane 1 of the motorway. The only problem, the breakdown has happened on the notorious M25.
The M25 is a pain at the best of times, let alone when you've got a vehicle at the end of an SOS bay. We always used to have a hard shoulder, so if you broke down, it was never an issue. You always had somewhere to go. Now, because it's all-lane running, we have, I think, every half mile, every mile, depending on how lucky you are, we have SOS bays, so it's all a game whether you make it there or not. People just do not pay attention. So you could have somebody that's playing on the phone and not see and just plough straight to the back of us. There's a whole lot of things that can go wrong, but we don't go there. We always look at the positive things. So we're going to get down there and we'll get it done.
29-year-old Michael has worked with trucks since he left school. He's driven more than 800,000 miles, recovering vehicles throughout Europe and the UK. All that experience will be vital on today's job. Michael's driving a brand new lorry, and this will be its heaviest load yet.
Because it's a fresh engine, as it's only just come out of the factory, so hopefully the older it gets, the better it'll pull. You've got to give the lorry time for the engine to bed in. So I park behind it just because we obviously can't get in front of it. What you got on the back? Timber?
It's a back supply.
Oh, that is timber then. Doing my first loaded Arctic with that truck.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, so we'll soon see how it pulls.
Yeah.
He was driving along, just minding his own business, and then the next thing he knows, he hears a massive bang, a load of smoke, a load of metal from underneath his lorry, and it turns out that the piston decided it didn't want to be inside the engine any longer and it wanted to poke its head out and say, hello!
It might be off the main carriageway, but that doesn't mean the broken down lorry isn't a major hazard for other drivers. The blown engine has caused a sizable oil leak. If it were to ignite, Michael's attempt at a roadside recovery could go down in flames.
It's Lantern Recovery. I require a lane 1 closure to do a recovery at the SOS bay, please.
The Highways Agency are en route to close lane 1. But Michael's not hanging around to wait.
Thank you, bye-bye. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start prepping it so that when the highways get here, we'll only be here a matter of minutes.
Michael needs to run cables between the tow truck and the lorry to supply compressed air for the brakes. To do that means working on the edge of a live lane on the busiest motorway in Britain.
You've got to have your back to traffic at some point, because sometimes you are going to have to work on this side of the truck. You just have to keep an eye out and keep looking. We've got all the lights going, we're in a bay, you've got a massive vehicle in front of you that you would think people can't miss. You still have to be really, really wary of what you're up to. Oh! I hope you're not scratched my paint. The dangers are always in the back of your mind, but it's best not to think about them, because if you think about them, you'd never get the job done.
Once he's attached the cables, Michael has to reposition his recovery truck to prepare for the tow.
Oh, look, highways here.
Right on cue, highways arrive to put the lane closure in place.
So they're doing a rolling roadblock, so one unit will shoot off ahead, the other will stop all the traffic, or just do a very slow rolling roadblock. So by the time his colleague has done the lane one, they can just let the traffic go straight away. Do you like to pull out and get in front of it?
Sorry, mate.
So we've just been given the OK to get in front of it. So let's get cracking.
We don't want to delay anybody, so we stopped the traffic briefly so I could put the lane one closure out for this vehicle to be recovered. And then as soon as the gentleman's recovered the vehicle, we'll get the lane one taken up and get everybody on their way again.
We're just going to do a pre-lift now.
The pre-lift will allow Michael to get underneath the lorry in order to secure it to his tow truck. But will his brand new beast have the muscle to take on this weighty challenge? The Volvo FH Globetrotter XL is a shining light in Lantern Recovery's 170-strong fleet. This 26-tonner comes complete with a 540-horsepower engine. A titan of the trucking world, Michael's new lorry raises the bar when it comes to roadside recovery. The question is, can it raise a 44-ton truck fully laden with timber?
Up away she goes, up she blows, up she blows.
I'm looking in my wing mirrors and seeing a lorry sideways onto me and thinking, oh, why me? Oh, why me?
In Hertfordshire, recovery op Mary has a super-sized puzzle to solve.
Oh,
An 18-ton truck is grounded on wet grass, wedged between a river at the front and a bungalow behind.
what's going through my mind is, why would you? Just why?
The front of the truck is too close to the river to attach it to the rear of Mary's wrecker. And pulling the lorry from behind is also a non-starter. The rear end of the truck is so close to the bungalow that it could collide with the roof.
A conundrum. A complete and utter conundrum. I have no angle to just be able to pull this straight out. This is not straightforward at all.
Somehow, Mary needs to manoeuvre the front end of the lorry round towards the gate. But the angle's too tight to attach a cable without causing serious damage.
Can't even use the towing eye, because it's on this side, and it'll just cut the truck in two.
Mary has to improvise,
I think it's gonna have to be that tree.
and a plan begins to form.
I am thinking that I am going to go under the lorry if I can get a low enough pull, across to the pine tree, and back to the lorry and pull the arse end away from the gate. And hopefully that will spin the front end nearer the gate, and if it doesn't, we have a problem. Trees are like this major saviour for us recovery guys. When we're on jobs like these, you look at a tree and you're like, that's my ground anchor, that's my point, that is where I'm going from. It's the only solid thing, it's the only thing that can help me here. So the tree stops being a tree and it becomes my anchor.
To get a pulley system low enough to send a cable beneath the lorry and towards the tree, Mary will use a system of snatch blocks.
Snatch blocks 2 off.
The first will redirect the force from the winch cable at the top of the recovery truck, sending it down to ground level.
I'm I'm putting this snatch block in here. The winch cable will come down through here and run along flat to the tree.
Mary will then run the cable under the lorry and around the tree before sending it back to the lorry to pull the rear end around.
This one can go to the tree.
It's a clever idea, but not without risk.
There's a lot of ifs on this one.
The success of the plan depends entirely on the strength of the anchor point. It'll be down to Mary to judge whether or not her tree can take the strain.
It's always a worry when they're on a bank where there's water, because obviously that compromises the roots. And it could just like solve all our issues and chop the lorry in half if it comes down, so. But you just got to give it a try. You get to know as you put the strain on whether it's going to take it or not. I need a big strop to go around the tree.
Even if the tree holds, the cable can fail, becoming a steel whip capable of slicing through anything in its path. And Mary's well aware of her cable's cutting edge.
I always put a strop around the tree because the winch cables themselves will dig into the tree, cut through the bark, and once you've done that, they're pretty much dead, which is a shame. We don't want to ever be doing that to the trees if we can help it. Trees matter, you know. Is this long enough? Please be long enough. Just whoop whoop. I just need loads more cable, so I need to pull more out. I don't have my Weetabix.
By running the cable via the tree, Mary hopes to create the correct angle to pull the rear end of the truck around.
I can't wait till I press that button, because until I press that button, I don't know if it'll work or not.
If her calculations are correct, this will give her access to the front of the lorry.
It should slide, it's soft enough ground. And if it does that, it might... I'm hoping it'll put it in a position where I can do something with the front, get hold of the front a bit better. Because at the minute, I can't get anything on the front at all.
After connecting the end of the cable to the back of the lorry,
Get the lorry started up, because we might want that for assistance.
it's time to put Mary's recovery truck to the test. The Volvo FH12 540. Yep, that's 540 horsepower, pulling 8 wheels on a 32-foot truck, carrying 200 feet of cable.
I'm pretty much set.
It's a good job too. On this rescue, Mary's going to need every inch.
Just put my legs down for stability. Hopefully stop it dragging me backwards. When you're about to have a tug of war, it's always best to dig in.
"24 miles away on the M25, Recovery Op Michael is dealing with a risky rescue.
What you got on the back? Timber?
A lorry full of lumber is going nowhere. Stranded on the nation's busiest motorway and buffeted by 4 lanes of fast-moving traffic, it's a huge hazard for other drivers.
You just have to keep an eye out and keep looking. Hope you're not scratched my paint.
What's more, the lorry is laying in a pool of its own engine oil. It's down to Michael to get it hitched up in time to prevent a serious fire.
Just gonna do a pre-lift now.
Michael's lined up his recovery lorry and placed the underlift beneath the broken truck's front axle. He's about to discover whether his new truck has the grunt to lift a 44-tonner off the floor.
Up away she goes, up she blows, up she blows. She lifted that well, very well.
Michael's lorry passes the test with flying colours. But the biggest challenge is yet to come.
Just let you know I'm going to release the traffic now.
That's fine. They're going to release the traffic now, so the M25 will become the racetrack it always was.
Now the underlift's in place, Michael needs to lock it to the lorry's front axle using forks and chains.
It's looking very messy.
He'll be working on a slippery, oily surface. And now the road's been reopened, he's just inches away from motorway traffic, flying past his head at 70 miles an hour.
The chains just stop it from jumping out the forks. I'm sure many operators in the past have tried power of positive thinking to keep them on, but it doesn't work. Right, let's get out of it. Oh.
Michael's not in the mood to hang around on the M25. The sooner he can get the lorry moving, the safer it will be for everyone. He's also keen to find out if the pulling power of his new lorry is up to the challenge of towing a 44-ton truck.
We know it can lift it. We know it can lift it. It's what it's going to actually pull down the road like, so we'll soon find out.
Once Michael's attached the airline to the braking system, he removes the lorry's half shaft to prevent any damage to the gearbox. And when there's a gap in the traffic,
Come on, go!
Michael and his heavy load can hit the road.
Right, we are all good to go, so we should let these kind fellas know and we'll go off we go.
It's a 30-mile trip back to the truck depot, but even in lunchtime traffic, Michael's there in under an hour. Not bad for such a heavy load, but room for improvement.
Didn't pull too bad, the engine's still got to bed itself in. So, give it a few more heavy pulls and we'll see if she improves.
Once Michael's disconnected the lorry, he can radio HQ and get ready for his next recovery.
So we're just dropping it onto block so we can just roll it off. Whoa, that'll do it. Hey, presto!
But just like their trucks, recovery ops need regular servicing and refueling to maintain optimum performance levels.
I don't know what it is with a dirty calf, but even though they're dirty, they do bloody good food. So we'll find one.
Coming up,
Absolutely zero is zilch and nothing.
a master plan goes up in smoke
Mary's truck has just caught fire.
as Mary's efforts to save one lorry end up breaking another.
It has quite literally melted the cables.
And stranded near a city centre,
It just shuts itself off and wouldn't do anything then. It's just, select any gears, nothing.
a broken truck leaves Lee in a perilous position.
It's all important to make sure my legs or arms ain't sticking out into that lane.
In Hertfordshire, a party's on hold while recovery of Mary faces a test of strength and skill.
I'm thinking, I'm looking in my wing mirrors and seeing a lorry sideways onto me and thinking, oh, why me? Oh, why me?
An 18-ton truck is grounded on a muddy lawn and wedged between a bungalow and a river.
Trees matter, you know. Is this long enough? Please be long enough.
Mary's attempting to winch the back end of the truck around by using a tree as an anchor point for a steel cable.
When you're about to have a tug of war, it's always best to dig in.
There's nothing more Mary can do now except push the button, tighten the winch, and try to turn that truck.
She's coming. She's coming.
It's now that the tension on Mary's cable will be at its greatest. But it looks as though all her careful planning has paid off.
So that's beautiful. That's exactly what I wanted to happen.
Slowly but surely, the back end of the truck starts to shift.
We've improved the angle that we were working with. We're not at 90 degrees anymore.
It's great progress. But the front end of the truck is still not far enough around to get the wrecker in front of it. Unless Mary can shift it just a few inches more, all her efforts will have been for naught.
Similar low snatch block on the tree will help.
The tree was perfectly placed for pulling the rear end of the truck.
Still going to pull me in the wrong direction, isn't it? It's going to fight me.
Unfortunately, the angle is too tight to use it as an anchor point for the front.
in danger of just pulling the front towards the river and away from the gateway. Just the wrong angle.
Thankfully, Mary has a little plan.
I use my underlift to help me now. Try it. We now needed to go backwards up the garden, and it was just like a light bulb moment. My underlift, what about my underlift? That moves out in that direction. I just use a straightforward strop. My underlift will tell me itself whether it's too much or not.
As the name suggests, the underlift on Mary's tow truck is normally used to go underneath a lorry to lift it up.
This isn't something we normally do. It's just a little bit, trying to think how I get that last little bit backwards.
Mary thinks she might be able to repurpose it, so instead of lifting the truck, it's pulling it around.
Power it out and see if it works.
With one end of the strop attached to the truck and the other tied to the underlift, Mary's makeshift winch kicks into gear.
So far, so good. Except we're going to run out of underlift.
By drawing the underlift back, retying the strop and repeating the process, Mary's able to turn the truck those last few critical inches.
I'm happy now. It's the bits I enjoy, like, you know, when you try something, you think like, God, what's going to get me that last little bit? And you try these things and you're like, that worked. Love it. Every little helps. Go again.
One last repetition, and the truck will be in the perfect position to be towed off the sodden surface.
This is about the last one we'll get away with. It's not a 90-degree angle anymore, it's actually pointing where we want it to point. Yeah.
Mary's on the final straight, but has she got the correct angle to pull the truck cleanly through the gate?
The angle we're at now, because you drive it all the time, you'll get out that gate if I pull you straight forward, or do I need to get the front over more? You reckon it'll come out?
Yeah, if you...
So I'll pull forward and then drag you out. We'll give that a go.
Yeah.
And I refuse, after the amount of effort we've been through, to do damage to either the truck or the gate. I'm hoping you're right.
Yeah.
If you're not,
No, it can go.
you're dead.
All Mary has to do is use the underlift for what it was intended, to secure her tow truck to the lorry. Sounds simple, but there's just one problem.
So as I'm lifting the legs up on my truck, I'm like, can I smell burning? Oh, the whole loom has just burnt itself out.
It appears that in using her underlift to pull out the stricken lorry, Mary's burnt out the electrics.
My truck, my pride and joy has just melted in front of me. Mary's truck has just caught fire. It has quite literally melted the cables. I'd been there so long fighting with this vehicle, trying to get it out. I think the first thought in my brain was, no, I cannot believe I will not get beat at this point in the operation. I have fought and fought to get this into a position to get it out, and I've now got it pointing in the direction to get it out, and yeah, well, my electrics are just pretty much burnt right out.
The underlift, lights and, well, pretty much everything at the back of the truck have stopped working.
Absolutely zero is zilch and nothing.
But you don't need electricity to tow a truck. Time to go old school.
We're gonna have to rely on good old towing and hope she comes out. Let's hope I've got him at a good enough angle to just actually be able to tow him out without taking the gate post with us. I hope you're right on what you said, that it will come out on this angle. If not, we have a problemo. Give me a ha-ha if it's gonna go wrong.
It's been more than 2 hours since Mary arrived at the property.
Come on, baby.
But barring any last-minute disasters, she's finally on the home straight.
Don't take your wing mirrors off. Mind the roof. And she's out.
After one final turn of the wheel,
She's out. At last.
Mary can breathe a huge sigh of relief.
Putting a light board on because the underlift won't come up. Little trip to hospital for my girl now. Got a light board on the underlift. Trip off to hospital, but at least we got it out! Yay!
Thanks to Mary's efforts, the truck is free and the garden is open to receive guests for the Big Bash.
When it all goes wrong, it still goes right. I was just so chuffed we didn't have to leave it in there and get another truck to come and finish the job for us, and it gave a bit of a high to it all.
All that remains for Mary is to take her own truck back to the workshop for repairs.
Let's give him a wow. That is awful.
While they're at it, perhaps they can fix that horn. "73 miles away in Leicestershire. The pressure is on for the call ops at Crouch Recovery HQ.
Okay, until later.
The phones are running red hot, with cries for help from stricken truckers across the East Midlands. When a high priority call comes in,
Where are you at the moment?
the response needs to be swift. On a main road near the centre of Leicester, a broken clutch has stopped an articulated lorry dead in its tracks. It's a major obstacle for moving traffic and a serious danger to other drivers. Recovery Op Lee will need to weigh up the risks to carry out the rescue.
Unfortunately, it's broke down at some traffic lights, so it's reported it's causing a bit of mayhem. You've got to bear in mind, as you're moving around that truck, it'd be easy to step into a vehicle that's trying to squeeze by. So yeah, you just got to keep note of your surroundings.
With more than a decade on the job, Lee has recovered over 20,000 trucks. A local lad and trained HGV mechanic, he's perfectly placed to navigate the nuts and bolts of a broken down lorry in Leicester.
Hopefully I can get in front of it nice and safely, and we can get it picked up and get it gone.
The truck is stranded in a live lane, and the driver and his mate are doing their best to divert traffic.
It was broke down on the main intersection going into the town centre.
Are we all right?
It was so busy that there was two drivers with this lorry, and they used their initiative. They were directing the traffic and helping the flow.
Lee will have to work quickly to prevent a minor breakdown becoming a major pile-up.
It just shuts itself off and wouldn't do anything then. It's just, select any gears, nothing.
As traffic squeezes past on the busy road, Lee lowers his underlift and reverses his wrecker into position so he can raise the tractor unit off the ground. This will enable Lee to slide coach stands beneath the front wheels, allowing him to work safely under the vehicle.
You touch those.
Speed is critical.
Problem is here, people are having to walk around the front of the truck.
The truck has ground to a halt by a pedestrian crossing. What should be a safe space to walk is now blocked by Lee's wrecker.
That's why I work quick here.
I'm trying to keep in mind that there is pedestrians crossing in front of my truck, that the traffic from the lane that's still running can't see. So I do think, has it gone to green, are they taking a chance? It was quite chaotic, to be fair, it really was.
Lee needs to get the lorry off the road before someone gets hurt. Thankfully, he's got just the tool for the job. The Volvo FMX is one of the smallest in Crouch Recovery's rescue fleet, but don't be deceived. This mini monster has an underlift that extends to more than 5 metres and can tow 48 tons of truck. That's more than twice its own weight.
Yeah, let's just get it up, get it moved.
Truck raised, Lee needs to secure the underlift to the lorry's axle with chains. It's a delicate operation, made all the more risky on a major road, with passing traffic just inches away.
It's in my head to make sure I don't get any part of my body under this underlift, in case it were to fail. It's also important to make sure my legs or arms ain't sticking out into that lane, which could be quite easily done, you know, if you weren't thinking straight.
Working beneath a vehicle like this is when Lee is at his most vulnerable.
The ambulance trying to get through, isn't it?
And just to up the ante, this recovery appears to be on the main route between the local hospital and the city centre.
Another one. Crazy, really. Must be some emergency going on somewhere. That's the second ambulance that's trying to get through. You do feel the pressure, especially when you've got, you know, emergency services trying to get through. It's just about getting it picked up and getting it out of that live lane so we can have the flow in traffic again.
The longer the recovery, the greater the delay to emergency vehicles. And the higher the risk of an accident to Lee or other drivers. The pressure's on to get the lorry off the road and the lane reopened.
We're nowhere near done yet, mate.
Mad, isn't it?
Coming up.
Yo! Yo! Keys!
In mounting traffic, there's a delicate challenge to overcome.
If we didn't remove this, we would turn the prop shaft, causing catastrophic damage.
If Lee's not careful, the next ambulance could be for him.
Let's go, lads.
In Leicester, recovery of Lee is battling to rescue a lorry that's stranded on a busy road. With vehicles squeezing by, he's acutely aware that he's working in a danger zone.
Important to make sure my legs or arms ain't sticking out into that lane.
The truck's blocking a pedestrian crossing, traffic's backing up, and the congestion is causing dangerous delays to emergency vehicles heading for the city centre.
Another one. Crazy, really. Must be some emergency going on somewhere. That's the second ambulance that's trying to get through.
The lorry's driver and his mate are doing their best to redirect traffic away from the stricken truck.
They're loving their job up there, them drivers, aren't they?
That frees up Lee to concentrate on the recovery. Having secured the tractor unit to his wrecker, Lee needs to use his mechanical know-how to make the lorry safe to tow.
Yeah, we didn't put air into the truck. There's a chance as the air drops down, the brakes will apply. It'll bind, it'll get hot, and worst case scenario, cause a fire.
By running an airline between the recovery truck and the stranded lorry, Lee will be able to control the lorry's brakes and prevent them from seizing up.
And what we're doing here with this yellow line now, we're going to use the brakes on the trailer to help stop us as we're towing it.
The cable, or Susie, will allow Lee to steal braking power from the broken truck, which will be vital once this monster tow is in motion.
I can see another ambulance coming down, but lucky enough, it ain't got its lights on, so I don't think it's an emergency.
Line secured, Lee has just one more hurdle before he can hit the road.
We're removing the half shaft at the minute. If we didn't remove this, we would turn the prop shaft, which would then turn the gearbox, winding the gearbox up, seizing it up, causing catastrophic damage.
Despite the pressure to get the lane reopened, Lee's not prepared to take any shortcuts.
Some people hit it with an hammer, but I don't. They end up marking all the edge, and if it was your lorry, would you want it hitting with an hammer? I know I wouldn't.
Once the hubcap's off and the half shaft is out, Lee's on the home straight. Good job too. With the sound of sirens ringing in his ears, Lee knows there's not a moment to lose.
We have no keys in the ignition. Why we've not, I don't know, because it's not going anywhere, is it? Yo! Yo! Keys! We've lifted the vehicle, we've secured it onto the underlift, we've put brakes to the trailer. So now it's just a quick walk around, check everything's all right, and away we go. Get the road clear, get this crossing clear, and then things can go back to normal.
Thanks to Lee's quick thinking.
Let's go, lads.
It's taken just half an hour to get the lorry loaded and ready to roll. All that remains is for Lee to clear the lane and take the lorry to its own A&E for surgery on a broken clutch.
This broke down because what you have is a clutch release bearing. So you have a bearing that slides along the shaft, and what it does, that pushes the clutch plate to allow the vehicle to change gear. Basically, them bearings dry up and drop out, and then get stuck on the shaft. So all that happens is it can't move in and out. So basically, the lorry's stuck in neutral.
The broken lorry is no longer Lee's responsibility. For him, it's time to head out to the next rescue. The drivers of Leicestershire are counting on him.
On to the next one.
Next time, recovery op Jason
Trying to find an air point on it to blow the brakes off.
flirts with danger on the A1
It's got to be aware of the traffic coming past.
to try and save a stranded lorry.
Pissing air out somewhere.
A van at the bottom of a Scottish lock
I think he's on it.
leaves incident manager Steve Kelly
Hopefully he's going to get eyes on it, confirm or deny whether this is it or not.
reaching for his fishing rod.
Looking good. We're on dry land anyway.
And a horror job on the high street
Okay, it's going to be carnage to get this out.
gives Mary a proper mare.
He's going to hit me.